Okay, next up I have a Himalayan import kukri, kukuri, kukri, spelled many different ways, pronounced many different ways. This is Himalayan Imports. Got this off of Deal of the Day, December 1st, 2016. It was listed as $100 as a 15.5 inch, 27 ounce Gopte, and it was spelled Gopte. On their website, there is no information about that Gopte spelling that way, but they do have one with a Ghopte. Very similar, but nothing really updated on there. Let's go through it, and if you're not familiar with Himalayan Imports, I would highly recommend, please check them out. I've read their story. I've read the story of Bill, who is deceased now, and Yangdu, who is his wife, who runs the business now. Reading the story, reading the website, going into all the different links, going to the forums about them, gives me a super appreciation for the tool that I have in my hand. So much so that I was looking for a second, and I just ended up ordering 2 more. It is probably one of the nicest knives that I own, not necessarily in fit and finish. However, it is pretty darn sexy. But in the fact of the history, the blessings that go into every single one that they do, if you're not religious, I wouldn't let that sway you. But they believe that all of their tools need to be blessed, and that's no different for any of these. So if you read about their blessings and what they do, would highly recommend you explore the Himalayan Imports. Isis the Pirate Kitty is back. So starting with this, one of the things that I've seen is keep your hands clear. I do have other kukris that are out, that we talked about. Isis the kitty is trying to chew on some knife handles over here. Coming out? Come here. Come on. Thanks for visiting. Keeping your hand clear of the blade area when drawing these. Also lifting up while doing that will prevent it from dragging on the inside. It is a wood-lined sheath. Comes with both the chakmak and the other one, which is sharpening, and basically a steel for honing the edge, as well as the little utility knife. This handle, again, is starting to dry out almost immediately after getting it wet. So some boiled linseed oil, some wax on there would be great. In the cutting video, I wasn't overly impressed with how it chopped. Part of that was my technique. Part of that was the wood I was chopping. The hand grip, I mentioned if you slide down, fits real nice for there and will prevent that chewing in. It is a traditional style with the exception of being that it is a full tang model. What I really like is kind of that boomerang style on here, and you do need to find, oh, hello, this is Aria, who made a brief appearance. She is our other kitty. The boomerang style is kind of a beautiful swept down, and you can see how much there is. Not all of them have that. Some are rat tail tang. Some of their heavier choppers have that full tang, but it has a traditional finish. The only minor gripe you could have with it is right here in the brass fitting. There's a little bit of crack where it looks like they welded and polished together. And that's about my only gripe with it. I am going to have to do something with the handle because it is drying out. It is a beautiful, beautiful blade. This is 5160 carbon steel. I believe that's 5160. They are made out of Land Rover and Mercedes leaf springs. And your craftsmen travel to India to get them when they run out. About every 20 blades that they produce, they hold a blessing ceremony. I'm trying to show you the tip. What's nice is, if you can see, there's a beautiful spine down the back that is almost perfect. Comes to a pretty darn good point. And it's just, I mean, superbly, superbly done. There's a little bit of a grind mark right here. Again, that can polish right out. Overall, super impressed The weight, the balance, everything, the fit and the finish. You can tell that somebody puts a lot of time and energy in here, using nothing more than some hammers, a little hand forge, and you know, my Bark River knife has handles very similar to this in that there's a little bit of metal exposed, except these are not as sharp. So for less money, $100, $23 shipping, less money, I've got a weapon, a tool, and just a beautiful blade that somebody that's supporting a local village in Nepal, in one of the poorest countries, and it supports their way of life. It is absolutely, absolutely astounding. There's a little bit of a patina starting on the blade. I don't know if you can probably see it's a little bit yellowing in there. There's some spotting. So one of the things that you can do is take this and cold blue them. And I think as I use this, this is a user, this is not going to sit. It has proven itself to be a fine tool, and it is not going to be sitting. It will be one of my main go-to utility tools. It's just absolutely, absolutely beautiful. So the Ghopte, deal of the day. I'll let you do a little research on that. It's hard to find. I found it, but I'll give you a hint. If you go to Himalayan Imports website, there's a way to figure out where they come from. I've said it before. I just don't want all the deals getting snagged up before I can purchase more of these fine weapons and blades. So I have two more coming, an M43 as well as a Chiirwa Angola, which is the only one they guarantee that you can use for prying with a lifetime warranty. Himalayan Imports come with a lifetime warranty under normal use, and they explain all of that onto the website. If there's any questions asked, you just send it back. They will repair, replace, or fix at their discretion. Here's your, I can't remember, sorry, Chakmak, and this is the sharp one. It's actually pretty sharp. And lastly, let's just do a paper test. This is factory edge. When I say factory, go to their website, you'll see. And this is after processing on deer as well as chopping through deer bone. And I'll show you that edge as well. And what's really awesome to me is that using 5160 steel, you're not seeing the damage. A little bit right here. It's convex edge. It's a little bit harder to start all the way up there. Convex edge, but with that 5160 steel, there's almost no damage. And when I say almost no damage, I'd be picking if I said there was. But right here, sorry, right there, there's just the tiniest little bit of bending, and it's not even bending over. The easiest way to explain what I'm trying to describe is if you have ever read anywhere where you sharpen your blades till you don't see any reflection of light, I'm seeing some reflection of light. I'm not seeing any edge damage. Absolutely outstanding, considering that I put this through a deer bone, which can be as hard as some stones, some rocks. Absolutely beautiful craftsmanship. Olive oil on the blades as well. Just phenomenal. One of my favorites so far. I cannot wait. Probably the next day or two, the other ones are coming in, and I'll give you a little review on those. The sheath, only gripe I had on the sheath was that the end cap was loose in the box. Super glued it on. Still have the super glue. And it's now there. You just pressed them together with some lineman's pliers and just touched it up. Overall though, great for water buffalo hide, hand sewing, and little eyelets from Nepal. Absolutely outstanding blade. Go buy one. Support a great business. And the other two that I've got coming, I actually, her name is Auntie Yangdu. I hope I'm saying that right. She, I emailed her after this one, said I want a compliment to this one. What would you recommend? And come on, Isis. I said, what would you recommend for a compliment to this? I listed a few that I thought I would want, and she said, nope, you need to get yourself an M43 as the second choice, and as a top choice, the Chirua Ancola, or CAC. I decided to spend the $215 full price. She said she had it in stock. That includes shipping. Bought it, supporting her, and that will come in. And then on her deal of the day for the 19th day of Christmas, she put up a CAC. And that CAC, I just couldn't resist. She had it listed as $95 and $23 shipping, at which point I emailed her. I was first on it, so I ended up with both. I don't recommend buying one of these if you have an addictive personality and you think you love sharp objects. I bought one, so in 2.5 weeks I have now dropped almost $375, almost $400 on blades. So phenomenal, and I expect nothing less. Absolutely outstanding. Get yourself a Himalayan imports. I've looked at the other companies and I settled on this, and there is no settling on these guys. Absolutely phenomenal. No story in the backstory that they do tell you on where they're produced, who makes them. There is a cult following, and for good reason. I would highly recommend that if you want one, get one. Thanks for watching. Hope that gives you some inspiration and give you some ideas on what's going on. Thank you.